Hello. So I am not on the trail today, but I thought I would create a little video in response to some questions people have been asking me, and also to a friend that called me with that I had a big discussion with last night. And those particular questions were related to the documentation and the navigation of the Ice Age Trail. So maybe you can see here, I got a really cool poster I just picked up today. So I do a lot of electronic navigation. There's a lot of apps that you can use, and in particular for the Ice Age Trail, I'm kind of getting used to it, is the Far Out app. You can download the Ice Age Trail, in particular the entire trail, and it'll help with navigation, and it'll show you pretty detailed things too, like where upcoming benches are, so you can plan your rests. A lot of them will show you cool sights to see and things like that where they're coming up. But I have been, with the little experience I do have with the Far Out app, that has been an okay thing to use. And I also have another app that I've used for many years. But anyway, for the actual tracking, she asked, well, why do you got to keep track? Can't you just come back to where you started? And you probably could, but I am not through hiking. Through hiking is when you start at one end of the state. Here, I'm going to pause it. When you start at one of the terminuses on one end of the state and go straight through to the other, Door County and of course St. Croix Falls. And I am not doing that. People who do that, I have total respect for. I think the fastest time somebody has completed the Ice Age Trail through hiking it, I can't remember if it's 18 or 22 days. Quite quick though. But I'll be segment hiking and not necessarily in any order. I think I've told a lot of people that I have decided to keep Polk County for last. So I'm going to save that after I've completed all the other segments. So I did start actually on the edge of Barron County here in a little Timberland Hills. So the Ice Age Trail is broken down into little segments. So there's anywhere, and they vary quite a bit, like Timberland's 10, an 11-mile segment. There's some smaller ones here, like 3, 4, some longer 15-mile ones. Those are usually connecting roads. Not all of the land has been purchased from people or entities for the actual trail, so we do have to use connecting roads. Those do count towards the 1,200-mile trail completion. And I think I've said before, I think 700 miles are actual trails, like what you think of going through Wisconsin woodlands and other types of terrain. And the other parts are usually real quiet side roads. Some are even dirt roads. But anyway, this cool map also breaks down not only the segment, the miles, and this thing will tell you where the trail is located in the atlas. You can also document the chronology, the sequence that you have completed the trail in. So I plan on kind of doing chapters at a time. So each chapter, which would be a group of segments, it's usually, and they're usually countywide, is sponsored by a group of people that volunteer their time and raised funds to make trail improvements, to maintain the trail, signage, all sorts of things. This is a national trail, and the tourism is getting bigger and bigger each year. So like I said, I'll be kind of, picking my way around based on who would like to join me. And anyway, the tip that I received from this other gal, she said to highlight these segments when you're done so you can see areas that you have worked on. The other tips that I have received and followed through is I did purchase a guidebook. The guidebook is the paper version with all sorts of little tips. It has little zoomed in parts, so sometimes I'll photocopy these, so I'm sure to have a paper part. And then the atlas here breaks down the trail, so you can see, like, here is the Timberland Trail, and I've highlighted where I have went. So if I come back here, I don't know if I'm going to remember in a few years that I was on this road right here, so I have this documented where I have gone. So that is what I use.